Hello guys, welcome to this tutorial. My name is Evans, and in this tutorial I'm going to continue looking at the 2016 Specimen paper 2. In the last video we have been looking at document production, and in this video I'm going to start looking at data manipulation, and I'll will do task 3, producing report, and in the next video also I'll look at producing labels. Okay, so I've decided to break these videos into two. Initially I said in the previous video that I was going to do the report as well as the labels in one video, but I realized it may take somewhat a little bit longer than usual, so I don't want to keep this video very long, and so I've decided to split them into two. So this video will be just for report, and then in the next video I'll look at labels, and then in the other video I'll look at mail merge, and then lastly I'll do a presentation. Alright, so you are now going to prepare some reports for the company. Make sure all currency values are in euros to 2 decimal places. This is very important, and that's why it's been underlined. Okay, so step 23, using a suitable database package, import the file s16cars.csv. okay, so I'm gonna open my Acess, and I'm gonna call this one okay, let me say 2016 paper 2 specimen. Okay, now hit on create. Right, so I'm gonna just remove this table, rather I can just close it, and then I'll go to external data, text file, browse to the location where I download the files. So this is the file in question, s16cars.csv, and I'm gonna open it. So in case some of you are just joining me in this video, you never watched the video previously, I did download the files that I needed for this paper, and they're on my desktop, and so these are the files. So inside here, these are the files that I'll be working with. Okay, so please don't feel like you're left out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just go click on OK, go next. Now you must make sure that you check this one. First row contains field names. Okay, so just by looking at this CSV file, you can tell that the only data that is different is actually the first row. Okay, so it's not even close to the data that is in the in the individual rows. Okay, so the first row actually contains the field names. These are the headers. Okay, so you go to advanced. Okay, and then under advanced, we are supposed to change the data types to correspond to these data types that we have here. So we have from VIN, which is vehicle identification number, to engine size. All this must be in text, and then we have cost price as currency, color as text, distributor as text, and dispatched as logical or boolean. Okay, so let me go back to my Acess. So from VIN to engine size, it's supposed to be text, so put short text. Color, cost price is supposed to be currency, and then color and distributor is supposed to be text, and then dispatched is supposed to be logical. Okay, so it's supposed to be yes or no. Okay, so that is set. Okay, so click on OK. Next. Now we've been told that we should set the VIN, which is the vehicle identification number field. We should set that field as a key field. So we need to, when we go to next, choose primary key, and then select VIN. Don't let Acess choose primary key, otherwise it will add a new ID field which will act as an identification key. But we've been told that the VIN is actually unique, so let it be the primary key. Go to next, and then click on finish, then close. Okay, step 24, import the file s16distributors.csv as a new table in your database. and then set the distributor code as a key field. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here, external data, text file, browse to my folder, get distributors. Okay, then okay, and then next. Again, first row contains field names. Then we are not supposed to change the data types because we've not been told to do so. So just hit next, and then again here hit next, and then choose my own primary key, and then select distributor code as your primary key, and then hit next, and then click finish. Right, so both tables have been imported, and the only thing that remains now is to go to the next step, evidence. Okay, so take screenshots showing the evidence, showing the field names. Okay, evidence of the field names and data types used in the two tables. Okay, so insert the screenshots into your evidence document. So we start with the cars table. So remember, when we were changing, if you look at the car table, the currency is in pounds. Okay, so this is by default because I'm using the UK version of the dictionary. So the default will be the UK pound. And then if you check also, we are told that dispatched is supposed to be yes or no, and currently we have dispatched as -1 and 0, so we need to change that as well. And yeah, so that should be changed. So go to home, view, and design, and then under dispatched, make sure that you select yes, no. Okay, and then under cost for currency, make sure that you select euro, and it must be correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, let me just verify that. Yeah, make sure currency are in euros, and they must be correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, so then we need to take a screenshot of this. Now remember guys, what is important is you're supposed to take the screenshot of when the field that is selected is actually currency, because there are other settings that are there like euro and 2 decimal places. These two settings are very important, that they should be visible in your presentation of the text overall. So I'm gonna get a screenshot of this and not just any other, just this, and then go to I'll go to where, okay, my source files, and then my evidence. Okay, and in my evidence I'm gonna paste the cars table here. So right click and paste here. Okay, so I'm not gonna crop it for the sake of time, but you need to crop it so that it is more visible. Okay, just crop it maybe up to this side and this side so that the table is actually visible. Okay, so next I'm gonna get the screenshot for distributors table. So showing the data types, which means you have to go to design, and then I think for this one, what is more important is I want to check if actually you made your distributor code as the key field. So I'm gonna get this one as well and go back to my evidence document and paste the distributor table there. Right, next, step 25, create a one-to-many relationship as a link between the distributor code field in the distributor table and the distributor field in the cars table. Now guys, remember, when you talk about databases, there are two types of databases. You have got flat files, and then you've got a relational database. And the flat file, an example of package that uses flat files rather, is Excel. The spreadsheets are actually made up of a single table with all the data put in a single table. When you come to talk about relational database, you can have multiple tables, and then these tables will be connected together by what are known as links, okay, or relationships, okay. And then there are different types of relationships. You've got a one-to-one relationship, you've got a one-to-many relationship, and a many-to-many relationship. In this case, we are being asked to create a table, rather to create a relationship linking two tables with a one-to-many relationship, okay. So The other thing that you should know is the understanding of a primary key and what a foreign key is. Okay, so a primary key is a key field that is unique in one table, okay, in that particular table, and it identifies or uniquely identifies records in that table. Okay, a foreign key is actually a key which is a primary key in one table, and it is also just a field in another table. Okay, so in other words, a foreign key would exist in one table as a primary key and in another table as just a key field, or rather a field, okay, as just part or one of those fields that are existing there. So this is very important if you have to understand the relationships, rather the one-to-many relationships or many-to-many relationships or one-to-one relationship, the primary key thing and the foreign key thing. This is very important that actually you understand these two there. Maybe in the course of time I may try to put up a video where I explain really in depth how to create relationships and foreign keys and primary keys and so on and so forth. And but for the sake of time, I'll just stick to this. I just thought of bringing this into play so that you guys understand even as I begin to work on this part. Okay, so let me go to my Access. So we're supposed to create a relationship between the distributor table, this table, and these two tables. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is actually to close your tables. Okay, both tables, just close them here. Yeah, save the changes that you've made. Okay, so once you have these tables closed, then go to database tools and then click on relationships and then select the tables where you want the relationship to be linked to. Now it's very important you select the tables. You may have multiple tables. In this case we just have two tables, but you have more than two tables. You may have 5 or 10 tables or 30 tables, and then you must select which tables are supposed to have relationships of some kind. So I'll select cars table, and then I'll also select distributor table and close. So I'll just enlarge this so that all my fields are visible. Just put your cursor just by the edge, enlarge it, and then drag this down as well. Yeah, let me just put it by the corner there. I want to enlarge it. Come on, what's right? All right, so all my fields are actually visible. So distributor code is a primary key in distributors table. VIN is a primary key in cars table. So if you see, distributor is actually visible there. So what I'll do, come back to my question paper. It says the distributor code in the field, distributor code field in the distributor table, okay, should be linked to the distributor field in the cars table. Okay, so just click and hold on the distributor code in the distributor table and drag all the way to distributor in the cars table. Okay, and then you have this window. So click this one to reinforce referential integrity. Okay, and then click on hit create. Okay, and you will see that you have a 1, and then the infinite sign here means many. Okay, so in some books, when you come across this, they will split. They will say 1 to star asterisk here. You find the star, and in some cases you find they just written 1 to m, which is 1 to many. But in this case, it is showing 1 to infinite, which is 1 to many. In other words, you can have one code linking to many distributor in the cars table. Okay, so let's go back to our question paper. We have created the one-to-many relationship link between the distributor code field in the distributor cable, not cable, table. Yeah, table, and then it is linking to the distributor field in the cars table. So we need to show evidence that we have actually done this relationship between the two tables, and then we insert a copy of the screenshot into our evidence document. So I'm going to go back to my Access and actually get a screenshot of this. Make sure that your tables are fully visible here, your relationships are fully visible, nothing is hidden, and then go back to your evidence document and then paste the evidence of the screenshot there. Okay, that is perfect. If need be that you resize, you can resize. Go ahead and resize. So I'll go back to my question paper. Step 26, insert these records into the S1 cars table. So you have these records. Now for the sake of time, guys, I don't need to start typing this. I'm gonna just copy this, just copy that, go back to my cars table, and then just scroll down to the end, and then just at the bottom, the very bottom of the table, come on, how far we, okay, just at the bottom, I'm gonna paste that. Okay, the next, that is micro Z, copy, paste that. Next, that's the D, 1200 and 1100 and blue. So D, capital D, then you have 1200, and then you have 1100, 11,000 rather, and then you have blue, and then the next one supposed to be FMDSA, and then no. So for all of them, this side it's FMDSA and no, so I don't need to, so that's FMDSA and then no. Next is this one, copy it and then paste it there. Then you have micro SE, and then copy it as well, paste it there. Then you have H900, 1200, 12,000 in the red, and then the other one remains just like the first one. So we have H, and then you go to 900, and then you go to 1200, 12,000. Why do I keep on saying 1200? 12,000, then it's supposed to be red, and then it's FMD SA. Okay, the last record is this one, copy it, and then paste it there. It's supposed to be micro G 685 red, and then the other part remains the same. So we'll get micro, copy this one, then G, and then 600, then 85, and supposed to be red as well, and then FMD SA, and that's these should be the records. So click on save. Okay, so you've added the records. So then the next step actually asks you to check the data for any entry errors. I won't do that for the sake of time. Mostly I was copying and pasting, so there may not be any error, but you can go ahead, pause the video and check if I've made any errors. Okay, so then you need to save the data. So I need to save it. Okay, so now let me go back to the question. The next part, step 27, it requires us to produce reports. Okay, and then this is what the report is supposed to contain: a new field called delivered price, which is calculated at runtime. This field will calculate the cost price of the car plus a standard delivery charge of 200 euros, and shows only the record where country is France and the cars have not been dispatched, and shows only the fields VIN, model, power, engine size, cost price, color, port, distributor, and delivered price with their labels and data fully divisible. Fits on a single page wide. This is very important. Fits on a single page wide. Okay, which means from the left side to the right side, it should fit only on a single page. You shouldn't have your text continuing on another page because it was cut on the right margin there. It couldn't fit on the right margin, and then it overflowed to the next page. Okay, so it should be landscape orientation. The VIN should be sorted in VIN, and calculates the total number of cars in selection and places it at the bottom of the report. Has the label left to right, rather the label to the left of this number, total cars for France, and then includes the heading dispatch manifest at the top of the page, and then it has your name, center number, and candidate number on the left in the footer. Okay, so and then That is that. So guys, I've got a way of working around the reports which is very good, in that you need to identify which of the features that are listed here can actually be done using a query. Okay, then you can create a report based on the query that you've done. For example, this one can be done in a query. This one can also be done in a query. Okay, and then this one can be done in a query. Okay, this one can be done in a query, I think, and then the rest can be done in a report. Okay, so the query is going to be used to create this report. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to my Acess, and then I'm gonna just hit on save, just to make sure that I save this, and I'm gonna go on create, and then I'll start creating query wizard, and then go to OK. And then now we need to select the fields that are selected there. VIN model, then power, engine size, cost price, color, port, distributor, and delivered price with their labels and data fully visible. So let me just go back there. So you have one VIN, okay, yes, then model, yes, power, yes, engine size, yes, cost price, yes, color, yes, and then you've got ports. Now guys, this is very important. Sometimes the order of your fields also matter. Okay, the order of your fields matter, very important. Sometimes the marks is awarded to you if you align the fields in the order in which they have been mentioned. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, if you can see here, the next one was supposed to be port. Okay, the next one was supposed to be port, but port is existing in another table. So these fields that we have here are coming from the cars table. We need to select distributor table and then get port from there. Okay, and then go back to the cars table and get distributor, because it's the next one in the list. So get distributor. Okay, now the other thing guys that I want to put there is dispatched and country. If you come back and to the, we said only queries where country is France, and then dispatched is supposed to be no. Okay, so dispatch and country, I'm going to put them in the query, but I will make them not visible, or I'll hide them so that they are not part of this list that is listed there. But just for the sake of the query, I'm going to put country and dispatched also as part of the query. So I'll put dispatched, and then go back to my distributor table and select country from there. Okay, and then hit next, and then next again, then modify your query, and again click on finish. Okay, so let's start first of all with what was asked of us. First of all, it contains a field called delivered price, which is calculated at runtime, and this field will calculate the cost price of the car plus a standard delivery charge of 200. So let's go back to there. So just at the end of that, I'm gonna put a new field which is calculated by cost price. Okay, cost price, close that. So the square brackets actually mean that you're referring to a field. Guys, this is very important. You're referring to the field. You put the name of the field in square brackets. You're picking the field, and it will access the data that is corresponding to each record in that field. Okay, so this one plus a fee of 200. Okay, now just click anywhere there. Now the first part here, which says expression 1, means that that is the name of that calculated field, and in this case that name is supposed to be delivered price. So let me just copy this one. Okay, supposed to be delivered price, and then come back here and then paste it there. Okay, so that's the delivered price. So you can go ahead and run this query, and you automatically see that the field will be there. Okay, so let me just select this and then resize the field so that the field headings are visible. Now guys, take note that the currency for this is pounds, and then the currency for this is euro. So we're supposed to make this one as well in pounds. So let's go back to our design view, select this field, right click and go to property, and then under format, just select euro. Okay, the decimal places, of course, is supposed to be 2 decimal places. So click on run again, and you'll see that at runtime this field actually there. So you can even just look at it. Cost price plus 200, it is 85 plus 200 is equal to 87. When you check again, this is throughout. Let's pick up this one, 13,000. This one, 13,000 plus 200, that gives you 13,200. Okay, so pardon me, my WhatsApp messages keep on coming. If you hear some beeping sound, just know that it's my WhatsApp message. Should be my wife trying to get in touch with me. Yeah, I'll call her as soon as I finish my video. Sorry about that. You keep on hearing this sound here and there. Let me just push my phone away. Right, so next thing we're supposed to do is let's see, let's go back there. Okay, so I've done this one. Okay, so if you go back to the query, you see that it is now in euros. Okay, so let's go back to the query in design view. The next thing that we're supposed to do is to show that the records show only where France is the country, and then dispatch is supposed to be equal to no, so have not been dispatched. So I'll go back here. So under dispatched, I'll put no. Under criteria, okay, so criteria no, and then country I'll put yes. Okay, so you notice that country, it will be put in quotes automatically by Acess, because this is text, and then this one will be just as it is, because this is a value. Okay, it is boolean. Okay, so try to run your query, and then I don't know if what I did was the right thing. Let me just go back to my query. Okay, so country is supposed to be France, not yes. I don't know if there is a country, so I'm trying to look. Country is supposed to be France. Okay, so that's why it didn't show any data. Let's go back there, run it, and you'll see that country is France, and then dispatch is supposed to be no. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna go back here to design view. Now remember, in the fields that we're supposed to show, country and dispatch are not there, so we're supposed to hide them. So I'll come back to country. Under show, this show, under show I'll say uncheck, and then uncheck this one as well, so that when I run the field, I don't see country there again when I run the query. Okay, right, so let's go back to design view. So we are done with creating these 3 parts, which came from the query. The next thing is supposed to be one which is coming from we can do sorting the data in ascending order in the query or in the report. Okay, so I'll leave that up for the report so that we save on time. So let's go back, and now that we're done with the query, save the query, and then go to create, and then report wizard. So now we are creating this report based on this query. So I'm just gonna pick up all these fields there. I'm gonna pick up all these fields there, then go to next, and then I won't change anything. Okay, so I have these fields arranged in the order as they appear: VIN, model, power, engine size, cost price, color, port, distributor, and delivered price. So I'll go to next, and then I won't change anything here in terms of priority, and then I'll go to next. And then in terms of ascending order, I want to sort in ascending order of VIN. So let me just go next, and then it has to be done. It has to be in landscape. Okay, so landscape. Okay, and then the other part says fits on a single page wide. So which means you must make sure that this one, which says adjust fields width so that all fields fit on a page, so you must check this one. Okay, next we have that. Then we can modify the report and then finish it. Now the only thing that I forgot to do when I was creating the report, I was supposed to edit the title for the report. So we can, it's not a big issue. We can edit the title right from here. So let me just say, from there, the title is supposed to be dispatch, includes the heading dispatch, that one there, manifest port breast. Okay, copy it, and then let's go to there, and I'm gonna paste it inside there, so that should be fine. Okay, next, um, okay, so we're done with this one, fits on a single page. We're done with orientation, landscape. We're done with sorting ascending order. We need now to calculate the number of cars in this selection and place it at the bottom of the report. So we need to calculate the total number of cars, and then the label that we should use is that total number of cars. This should be for France. Remember, the country is France. So what I'm gonna do is, in the report footer, let me just enlarge the report footer. In the report footer, what I'm gonna do is to put in I'm gonna put in unbound text box, just there. Then I'll put here number of cars for France. Let me just copy this. Total number of cars for France. Pardon me, I'm saving on typing, so that yeah, total number of cars for France, and then right there, just minimize this. Under unbound, this is where your formula which calculates the total number of cars go in. So remember, what we are doing is we are trying to count. Let me just preview this report. We are trying to count how many cars are actually appearing there, which have to do with France. Okay, so if go to your report design. So the formula that it's supposed to use is supposed to start with equal sign, and then supposed to be count, and then you provide which field. So it doesn't matter in this case which field that you're calculating. So what I'm gonna do is to just find the total number of the vehicle number identification that are uniquely the vehicles that are unique that are there. So I'm counting all the unique vehicles that are there. Okay, so that should be that. So let me try to preview this and see if it will work. So let's scroll down, and you see it will write total number of cars, and then it will write 43, which means it has counted the cars that are there. I'll go back. Before I go back, notice that there are hashtags, this one, and then the field names are not fully visible. Cost price is not fully visible, so we need to resize the field names so that they are fully visible. So go back to design. Now what you just need to do is to manually resize this. So I'm just gonna drag this, this one, let's say this, just drag it there, and then drag this and this, resize them, and then drag it there, and then cost price, and that one, drag it there, at the same time resize it, and then color, drag it there, and color resize it because the text for color is short. Ports, drag it there, and then resize it as well, and then distributor, drag it there. Okay, then scroll to the right, and then you have this price, drag it there. Nope, I don't have to select the other ones, so I don't know which one this is. Drag this one here. Let me just undo this a bit. Okay, so let me just drag this. Okay, then select this one, enlarge it. Okay, and then you have that. All right, so let me try to preview it and see if the hashtags are there. Okay, so the hashtags are no longer there, so which means this is perfect. Okay, so I'll go back to the question paper. So we've put up a label, and we've put up the calculation. Okay, next we've put up the heading as well, and then the next thing, the last thing that we're supposed to do is to put center name, center number, and candidate number on the left of the footer. Okay, so in the report footer, go to design view. In the report footer, just put text, and then let's put candidate number, candidate name, Chikasa Evans. Evans supposed to be capital E, and then ZM556 as my center number, and 0001 as my candidate number. Preview it, and then check that it is there. Okay, so that name is there. Okay, so next thing that you're supposed to do is save. Okay, so let's just go through. If we save, we've done it, or we may have skipped one step. Contains the field name, code, delivered price, which we have done, and then field calculated runtime, we've done this one. Shows the record where country is France and car has not been dispatched, we've done that. Shows only the fields, VIN, whatever, this one we've done. Fits on a single page, we've done. Landscape orientation, we've done. Sort out data into ascending order, we've done that. Calculate the total number of cars in the selection and places it at the bottom of the report, we've done that. Has labeled to the left total cars for France, we've done that. Includes heading, dispatch, manifest, whatever, we've done with that. And then has your name, center number, and candidate number in the left of the footer, we're done with that. And then we need to just save the report and print it. So let me go back here, save the report, and then before we print it, let's preview it so that we see how it appears if all the fields are actually fitting on one page. So as you can see, it's fitting on one page. You have the header there. Scroll down to the end of the report. You've got let's go to page the last page, and the last page you've got that, the name. So I don't think this is nice. Let's go back and resize it a bit. It's too wide. This is just existing on a single page on its own. Let's just push it so that we have not 3 pages, but we should have 2 pages. So let's go back to okay, so close print preview, and then let's go back to the design view, and then let's try to reduce this. So reduce this one like that, and then reduce this one as well. Okay, so let's try to preview it, print preview it. Okay, let's see how many pages we have. Okay, now we have 2 pages, page 1 of page 2, at least better. Okay, so if you go to page 2, and that's where you see your total number of cars is 43, and your name and candidate number and center number are there. Okay, and then the next thing that we just need to do is close this, and then print. Go to report view, and then print your report. Go to file, and then print your report. Just say print, and then hit on print. Okay, so that should be fine. Okay, so that's done. So this has been a video on database report. Okay, in the next video I will be looking at producing labels. Okay, subscribe to my channel, guys, and like this video, share it with your classmates, your friends, and just anybody who would be interested to learn about this stuff. Share it with them. Put up a comment where you need clarification in the comment box, or you have question, or you have actually a paper that you want me to look at. Just put it up there in the comment section, and I'll have time to look at it. I'm getting a lot of comments from you guys, and keep them coming in. It's encouraging, really. Some of you, the comments of the encouraging comments that you are putting across, how these papers and these videos have been helpful to you, these tutorials and stuff. And I'm so grateful for your kind words, your encouraging words, that I should continue actually making these videos and stuff. And I will continue making these videos as long as I have the opportunity to do that. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next video where we will look at labels. All right, so thank you so much.